We're
Hi.
excited to talk about how to grow your email list today using Pinterest.
Yeah, we have a few ideas for you if you've been thinking about using Pinterest to grow your email list, or if you've never used Pinterest to grow your email list.
Yeah.
A few thoughts for you.
Yeah, and I think like a couple of them are like tried and true. Like this is the way to do it. We've been doing it this way for years successfully for ourselves and for clients and teaching people how to do it this way. And then there's a couple little surprise ones too that are a little bit maybe more things you might not have thought about already if you're
Yeah.
wanting to grow your email list with Pinterest or you already are, are doing so. So,
So
oh, sorry.
I was going to say we should probably
Mhm.
caveat this conversation by saying that people are obviously going to need a lead magnet. And if you try these methods and people don't really join your email list, it could just be, a mismatch in what they're wanting to the lead magnet that you're offering. I know I had to start with a couple different lead magnets before I actually found one that worked.
Yep.
And I was recently working the back end details of a collaboration, and I sent them my most popular lead magnet.
Mm,
And they emailed me back and they're like, you know what? This might work for your audience, but our audience really loves practical tools. And I really think it just comes down to like what your audience needs, who they are, what they use, like why they're with you, and things like that. So just a big fat caveat as we start this conversation of like growing your email list. If you feel like it's not
mm,
working, if you feel like it's slow, if it's just never ticking up, then maybe you just don't have the right lead magnet yet.
mm. Yeah, that's a good point. I inside my program, High Leverage Content, I do have some supplemental lessons about
Hmm.
how to start your email list the HLC way, how to grow your email list the HLC way, and what to send them.
Yeah.
And how to grow your email list. I do teach a couple of different strategies. One of them is having a lead magnet, and then I also teach a strategy where you don't have to have a lead magnet yet.
Yeah.
Um, but for the purposes of today, if you're using Pinterest to grow your email list, it really is going to make sense to have a lead magnet. And like you said,
Yeah.
sometimes you number one want to make sure you have a lead magnet that people want that's also aligned with your paid offer. And I know you teach people how to do that inside the membership. So if someone's thinking like, oh, I need a lead magnet, is that okay? Go ahead, Terry. Is that true?
Yeah, I do. I do. It's definitely not like the be all end all of lead magnet creation. It's my
Your
just what
method.
I've done over the years that has
Yeah.
worked for me. So
Yeah.
I think it's a really good start and it'll give you some ideas.
Yeah, good. And I agree with you and I hear you and I want to say like call it out too before we jump into these three ways that you have to have a lead magnet people want, but also
Mhm.
like there are times when certain lead magnets work better on Pinterest than other
Yeah.
lead magnets. Like
Like quizzes.
one thing I've noticed is that the easy yes lead magnets,
Hmm.
like a quiz, like a easy PDF guide that's very like top of funnel feeling in terms of what problem it solves, those usually do better on Pinterest than the deeper lead magnets like a 5-day challenge or
Yeah.
a webinar or something like that. Now, don't get me wrong, I've gotten lots of leads through my webinar funnel from
Hmm.
Pinterest, but the opt-in rate is not as high. So
Yeah.
easy yes lead magnets typically, work better on Pinterest. And the reason is simple. It makes perfect sense. It's because we use Pinterest mostly to get discovered by new people. And I know that you teach and believe, and it's true, that you can use like Pinterest full funnel. But generally, my strategy for me and my students with Pinterest is like we're getting discovered by new people that don't know us yet,
Yeah.
which we love, right? Like that's great. We love that. We need that in our business. It's cold leads. And
Hmm.
we need new people finding us all the time. But that also means that it might be harder for them if they just found out about me for the first time to be like, yeah, I'll spend 90 minutes learning from you in a webinar. Instead, they're like, well, let me just dip my toe in, right? I'll take a quiz
Yeah.
that takes like 5 minutes to take, or I will grab a PDF and check it out first and see if I even agree with your, like anything about you, if there's enough value in it, if I like your style, whatever, before I actually commit to a bigger yes, like a 5-day challenge or a webinar or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes certain lead magnets work better on Pinterest than others. So, and yeah, what we're going to share it all, you're probably for most of these strategies, you're going to need a good lead magnet that works well on Pinterest.
Yeah. I agree with all of that.
Yeah.
So the first kind of way I've talked
Hmm.
about this quite a lot
Hmm.
on our list is using landing pages.
Hmm.
A lot of people will create landing pages, especially content creators, old school content creators and new school content creators, but maybe the people kind of in the middle aren't so adverse to creating landing pages for their lead magnets. I find that older and newer folks in this space are adverse to having landing pages for their lead
Wait,
magnets.
how do you get someone to download your lead magnet if you don't have a landing page for it?
I guess it's the people that are like old school bloggers are just reliant on pop-ups and
Oh,
being in the
okay.
blog posts. And new school people,
Yeah.
it's like automations. So they want to send people to like their
Oh,
Instagram
right.
posts and
Yeah.
then go through this whole mini chat situation. That's it. Like this is just my experience inside my membership of chatting with people
Yeah, yeah. Do
in
people
group calls.
come in and want to use Pinterest in the same way and think like, oh, how do I set up ManyChat for Pinterest? Because that would
No,
be
but
crazy.
that would be
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
No, not yet,
Okay.
but I'm sure there will be someone that asks that question at some point.
Right. Okay.
But
Okay.
landing
So
pages, I think, are a
yeah.
really great way. They're a
Yeah.
dedicated page that gives information about the lead magnet,
Hmm.
the problem that it solves, the solutions that it gives. Ideally, you'll have those two things. Maybe a testimonial or two from people who've downloaded it. I definitely have some of those on my own. And it has a form embedded. Now, I prefer to have embedded forms, Jana, not a form that you click a button and it pops up.
Yep. Me too.
The more steps that you have to take to get people to the email list, the less likely they are to sign up.
Hmm. Yeah. In the description of this video after we record it, I will make sure that I post links to a couple of my landing pages that are high converting and a couple of
Yep.
your landing pages that are high converting so that people can see some examples of what we mean. But my
Yeah.
landing pages typically have a headline, a subheading, some kind of like call to action at the top, and then a bullet list of what you're going to learn or get or be able to do after
Yeah.
you download this thing or watch this thing, and then the opt-in form. And I usually will have like a mock-up of what you're getting as well. And one thing I noticed over the years when I was doing Pinterest marketing, done for you setups for coaches and service providers, which I did, for 5+ years, is sometimes they wanted to use landing pages that were not designed for cold traffic.
Yeah.
They were like a landing page. They send me the landing page and it would just say like, get the free guide. And then like you add your name and email. Or literally sometimes it didn't even say the name of the guide. And then or it would say like, get your free guide, 5 steps to blah, 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 blah. Add your name and email and I'll send it to your inbox. That was a little bit better, but because Pinterest again is new people who don't know you a lot of the time, which we love, it's really better to have a fully optimized landing page that's optimized not only for people that know you already, but for people who are colder traffic. So that
Yeah.
means having bullets that describe the benefits that you're providing with the lead magnet itself. Maybe having a picture of you. I actually even have like a little mini bio of myself toward the bottom of some of my
I
lead
have that as
magnets
well.
so that they
Yeah.
know who they're learning from and they can see a little bit about my credibility points.
Yep.
And like you mentioned, having some testimonials, I actually recently added some screenshots to my landing page of people saying how much they love my webinar. And that I think we haven't measured it yet, but I think that's going to help me convert more cold traffic into that webinar from that landing page too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
so
that's some really good nuance to this discussion is that
hmm
a lot of people that are coming to your pages are cold.
yep,
They don't know you.
yeah, and that's not just from Pinterest; it's in general. It's better
No,
to
just
have
in general.
Yeah, better to have your landing pages fully built out instead of just being, sorry, I don't mean to be mean, but
No, no, no.
like lazy and just being like, oh yeah, here's the guide, grab it if you want it. It's just not
Yeah,
enough for most people. So,
it's not. And with AI, the way that it's growing, and where we're going with it, I think it's going to become even more important for people to see that you're a real human and not a machine that a human created.
yep,
I think there's going to be more demand for human-centric content, tools, and solutions.
yep. I agree with you entirely. And if you think about it, a landing page that has a picture of the human who created it, a
Mhm.
little bit of touch point about who that human is, and it's not like my life story. It's more like why you care, why you would want to learn this from me, like what
Yeah.
I bring to the table that you want to learn. And then even like the little screenshots of like real humans saying that why they love the training. Like so human, so human. And you're right. And I hadn't really thought about it that way, but I think that's part of the reason why my landing pages are still, converting really well is because, like you said, there's this demand for people right now to like have human content. So yeah, because really there's a lot of crappy lead magnets out there that people are like, oh, ChatGPT, can you create me a lead magnet about like, how to train dogs? And then it's like, boom, and they throw it up and it's not very good. And so people have
Yeah.
been burned. And you need to show them in order to like get their opt-in, get them to make a commitment and give you their email address to pay you for your lead magnet, if you will, with with their email address. We have to, give them a good reason to do it. So
I just went to ChatGPT just really quickly because I wanted to ask it. Because if you ask it questions these days, it can give you links to resources and stuff.
yeah,
So it's like, I wonder
yeah.
if it would have like a link or something to something I have. So I started off by asking it who teaches Pinterest marketing in English. And then my follow-up question is going to be, what resources do they have? And it just told me that it would, for the most credible and official route, I'd point people towards Pin Profit Academy because it's Pinterest owned.
Amazing. Oh, no, it's not Pinterest owned.
No, it's not. Like, that's so wrong. And this is like the point of
Yeah.
AI.
Oh
Like,
my God, it's so
it gets it
wrong.
wrong.
Yeah. But the reason why the AI thinks that is because you were a Pinterest um,
Educator.
educator for a while.
Yeah.
So they're assuming that they're like seeing that and thinking, oh, Heather works for Pinterest. So, and it's owned by Heather. So therefore it is Pinterest owned.
I'll have
And
to
that is not
report that
true.
as incorrect.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they have
Okay.
not bought my membership and they're happy to make an offer. Like, please do.
Yeah. Right. If you want to
It's going
buy
to be
it.
steep,
Yeah. Yeah.
Pinterest.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
so landing pages with credibility. So here's what you
It's
need
number
to do.
one.
Make Pinterest pins that link to that landing page directly. I get these questions often, or this
Mhm.
question often. Should I link to things that aren't blog posts? Yes,
Yes.
you should link to your landing pages for your free offers.
Yep.
Check. What's
Yep.
next?
Yeah, so that's actually a good transition because there are going to be situations where people want more value from you before they make that commitment. They want more
Yep.
context, right?
Yep.
And so the answer, it's not a question of should I pin to my landing pages directly or to a blog post that talks about the lead magnet. It's not one or the other, it's both.
Yeah.
So the other way to grow your email list with Pinterest is by linking to content. And in my world, that means blog posts because my program, I teach a capsule blog library concept that give value and are related to the lead magnet that you have. So for example, that would look like I always try to not just give examples from my own business, but try to give examples from B2C businesses that I serve as well. But maybe that is um, a blog post about trying to think of a good example, like how to like 5 ways to stop waking up in the middle of the night every night
Yeah.
when you're having a hard time sleeping because of perimenopause or menopause symptoms or something.
Yeah.
And the blog post is literally sharing some ideas about that. And you also have a lead magnet that is like maybe like a self sleep audit or something like that. And so either in that blog post, you could have the call to action to grab the lead magnet. You could just mention the lead magnet somewhere in the
Hmm.
blog post. It doesn't have to be only at the end. And
Yeah.
then you also, and this is how I like to do it as well, you can have blog posts that have a call to action to your paid program or to the next step in your paid offer, but you can also have your lead magnet in the sidebar of your blog so that it shows up every
I
time
do this
someone
too.
lands on your blog. Yep. Or you
Mhm.
can also do what I have at the top of um, my blog. I sometimes call it a Hello Bar, but it's not technically that because Hello Bar is actually like a
A
branded
tool.
company that is not
Yeah.
that is not what I'm using for this. My developer Sky just like hard coded a
Hmm.
bar at the top that shows up on almost every page of my website that has my main lead magnet on it.
Yeah.
So these are different ways you can do it. You can put the lead magnet in the footer as well. Um,
There
so
are
the
other
lead
ways to go
magnet,
about it. If
yeah.
Shopify has a functionality that's built in,
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
you could probably custom create one inside of Show It if you're smart enough and you know how to work around their tool, which I am not. Not a
Yeah,
fan.
I mean, all it needs to be is some words and a button.
Yeah.
That's all it has to be. It's not like complicated.
It's
Yeah.
really easy to do,
Hmm.
honestly, if you just know what buttons to click inside of Show It.
Yeah.
I know that it can be easy because I've built pages in there, but I'm just not patient enough to do it. And then if you're on any other platform, I'm sure Squarespace is also similar and
Oh
that you
yeah, they
could
have
build
one
it
of the,
easily
yep,
there.
yep, yep. It's just a basically a very,
Yeah.
very thin, wide, but not long section at the top of the blog, usually in like a contrasting color, so it grabs the
Yeah.
eye. And it basically has like a one-liner of what your lead magnet, and then there's a button that you click on that would bring you, it depends on how you do it, but for me, I just bring the person to the landing page that I talked about a minute ago so that they will read about what the lead magnet is all about and opt in if it's relevant for them and if they decide that it's
Yeah.
valuable enough that they want to exchange their email address with me for that value
Yeah.
item. So
I
that's
like them.
like a bar at the top of the page.
Another, the tool that I use, I paid for lifetime access to this tool, so I don't actually have to ever get another one. It's called ConvertBox, and it works
Yep.
with WordPress domains
Hmm.
or WordPress websites. So I can create whatever bar I want and put it wherever I want, and it's
Yeah.
just really nifty.
Yeah.
Um,
And pop-ups can work for that too. I mean, pop-ups are kind of controversial because they're kind of annoying. But
they are annoying.
if you have a pop-up
They
system
do
that
work still.
they do work, and if you have one where you can control certain aspects of the pop-up to make sure, for
Yeah.
example, that maybe it doesn't pop up until they've been on the page for 30 seconds, or have it be an exit intent pop-up. This is a little this is more like 201 strategy, but
Yeah.
where it doesn't pop up until the person's about to leave the page and they didn't do anything, and then the box pops up. That can be a good way. You do have to be careful with Pinterest traffic though, because if someone who doesn't know you lands on a blog post and immediately they're like pop up right in their face that's blocking what they came to get,
Yeah.
that's asking for their email address, people do tend to be like, no, never mind, and then just back out and go continue looking at Pinterest. But technically a pop-up can also be used in this situation. But I
Yeah.
personally prefer having your lead magnet as an option in the sidebar and or in the bar across the top of the page, like the one that I have on my website.
I have a convert box that like slides up and it's set up to only work on desktop. I have it
Hmm.
turned off for mobile.
Exactly. So if it has that
And
kind of setting and you can control it, then it can be good. Yeah.
yeah, it's really very customizable. And then I
Yeah.
also have a couple of convert boxes that are actually my sidebar boxes.
Mm,
Both of my sidebar items are from ConvertBox as well. And that allows me to really control the settings of where and how
mm,
and who sees what.
nice.
My little slide in isn't an email list offer. It could be. It's a YouTube video.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
yeah, you can
Cool.
definitely get really
Fancy.
customizable depending on what tool you use specifically, but you can also do this for free, hard coding it into your website as like that top banner bar if your website lets you do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Okay. So number one, pin your landing pages. Number two, pin your blog posts that give value and give people a
Yeah.
reason to want the lead magnet.
Yep.
What's number three? Let's see.
Number three is more design oriented. So with the actual design of your Pinterest pins, you can use calls to action to join your email list in
Hmm.
your text overlay.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Nice.
the the
Hmm.
video that we spoke in about last week, with creatives that we would actually click on, I
Hmm.
actually featured one of my lead magnet pins as
Yes.
my final pin in my three. So it's towards the end of the video. If you were to go back and watch last week's live,
Hmm.
like why we would click on that pin, that Pinterest pin or whatever.
Yeah, that was fun. Mhm.
I actually showcase um, the lead magnet itself on the pin, and I would encourage you to
Yes.
try to do that as well because people can then see
Yeah, they get a
a
real sense
sneak
of what they're
peek of what
getting.
they're.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
you do such a good job with your lead magnet pins.
Thank you. I
Hmm.
just updated, well, I didn't do it. Sonia did it. My Pinterest creatives, my templates
Hmm.
a few weeks ago, and I have not had time to make new pins for myself. When I get back from vacation and everything is settled, I'll start using the new ones.
Hmm.
But yeah, we really try to showcase what people are going to get, like the actual templates I sell,
Yep.
the lead magnets themselves of what they're going to get, the like screenshots of like videos or the course material.
Yep.
I'm not
Yep.
really
And
afraid to
Canva has
show.
great Canva has great little mock-up things
They
that you can
do.
create just by
They do.
pulling a page in from a training and putting it
Mhm.
on a computer screen or a tablet.
Yeah.
There's so many ways you can take something that might be hard to like capture visually and make
Yeah.
it, capture it visually. So yeah,
Yeah. There are really great
love it.
templates in Canva as well. If you're inside of Canva, now this is subject to change at any time. So if you're watching this video in the future, hello from the future or hello from the past. Right now, if you log into Canva on your main screen on the left-hand bar are a bunch of different options. So there's a plus sign for like creating a new design. If
Hmm.
you look down in the menu about halfway down the screen, there's a word that says templates.
Hmm.
And if you click that, it takes you to the Canva template library. And all of these templates are either created by Canva or created by Canva ambassadors that have submitted content to their platform. If you search in there, mockups, lead magnets, paid products, digital
Hmm.
products, things like that, it'll bring up all sorts of marketing templates that might be a fit for what you're looking for.
Awesome.
And I find that functionality to be so helpful when I'm in a
Yeah,
rut.
yeah, yeah. Because I remember I used to, and I still do this occasionally just because I'm used to doing it. I would, pull in an image of the computer screen or whatever, and then pull in my image that I screenshotted, and
Mhm.
then put that over it, and then download the whole damn thing with like a transparent background, and then upload that to Canva so that I could then drag it into a pin design. But there are
Yeah.
like pre-made pin designs, now with
Yeah.
all of that you don't have to do all those steps. So yeah.
There's so many of them. They
Hmm.
really have gotten um, leaps and bounds. I guess
Yeah.
it's helpful when your company is worth like $40 billion.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have money to play with now.
Yeah. Go Canva. Love it. Are they
Um,
still women owned?
they are, and I believe minority as well.
Mm.
Yeah. Cool. So we have landing pages, blogs, and cover image. Now, when we say blogs, we also mean that you could send pins to podcast episodes where you
Hmm.
highlight freebies inside the podcast episode,
Hmm.
YouTube videos where you highlight your freebies inside the YouTube episode.
Yep.
Um, you don't just have to send people to a written blog post. It could be the other mediums as well, and I do
Hmm.
that frequently.
Yep.
And then the final option is kind of a bonus because the title of this video is three ways, but we have a fourth that we thought we would mention because some people might have a budget for advertising,
Hmm.
but not everyone does. So the
Yep.
fourth way is advertising, and you're actually advertising right
Pinterest
now,
ads.
Jana, on
Yeah.
Pinterest.
Yeah, I am. I've been experimenting with promoting pins for my free blog strategy training, which is a webinar. And
Yeah,
I've also been promoting pins for a new lead magnet guide that I put out just like last month, basically, is when we finally got it like ready and completed.
yeah,
It's called How to Make 33 Sales with One Blog Post. Or
great.
sometimes I position it as how I make 33 sales with every one blog post that I write. 33
Yeah,
plus, 33 plus sales. So that's a nice little guide about how to write blog posts that are not really how to write them. That's what I teach in the program, but it's about how to use the blog posts, different ways to use them once you've written them to get clients. So yeah,
yeah, it's great.
yeah.
So advertising could be a great way, and with ads, I would suggest sending them directly to a landing page,
Hmm.
not to a blog post, not to anything else. So it's like a webinar sign up page, a landing page with just the thing on there
I
because
have
you
a,
don't want them to get distracted with everything else.
I have a secret for you.
What's the secret?
Do you want to know now or should I tell you offline?
I don't care.
Okay. Um, we've been experimenting with running, like most of the ads for the webinar are conversion Pinterest
Yeah.
ads, but we experimented with running some consideration ads that went to a
Mhm.
blog post that we had specifically optimized for
Yeah.
opt-ins. And they did pretty well. I can't remember the numbers. I know you're probably going to want to know the numbers, and I can look those up and tell you those
It's fine.
offline. But they did pretty well. We kept that consideration campaign running for a while. So I
So
should show you the numbers at some point.
it does have the potential to work. Some of the ads that I set up with our friend Teresa for one of her client accounts,
Hmm.
because I was doing consulting for one of her client accounts for years for ads,
Yeah,
we
I know
couldn't
her.
get any of the actual product pages to work for this client,
Hmm.
um, or the landing pages. So
Hmm.
we actually optimized a blog post for sales and
Yeah,
we advertised the blog post and it converts at anywhere from 5 to 12 return on ad spend.
amazing.
So it can definitely
Yeah,
work,
it's
but
not like the the go-to strategy, but it can be a
Most
creative
beginners,
strategy. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
with advertising are not going to be able to get
Right.
a blog post to work. So that's definitely like a more advanced advertising strategy, and advertising is already kind of advanced. So
Right.
yeah,
Yep. Yeah,
can work
for sure.
for
Okay,
sure.
cool.
That's all we have today.
All right, awesome. I'm going to make sure that in the description of this video, which by the time people are watching on the replay, they'll already be able to go in there and look at some examples of our landing pages that convert well, so you can see what elements need to go in a landing page for any lead
Yeah.
magnet you're putting on Pinterest. And then I feel like there was something else, but I'll put those in the description and people can go check those out.
Sweet.
Okay.
Our next live is going to be on August 5th because we are taking the month of July off. Our
Oh,
annual
wow.
July vacation has arrived.
Our hiatus, our YouTube hiatus.
It is our scheduled YouTube hiatus. So we will see you back here on August 5th.
Yep. And we do already have
We do.
topics picked for August. So feel free to RSVP for those August topics so that you
Mhm.
don't forget about us while we're gone.
Yep. Yep. They're already scheduled because Jana's amazing assistant has done that for us.
Yep.
So
Shout out to Javitha. Thank
we
you.
will see you there in August.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Well, that turned into a good one.
That was good. Easy, quick.